Hi, this is Julie Hurdle with Usborne Books and More. You can find me on YouTube at Julie's Book Nook, or you can find me on Facebook at Julie's Book Nook. Take a look. I wanted to give you all a brief history of Usborne, just very quickly, and then showcase a few things about Usborne books that make them special. I know the first time I heard about Usborne Books and More, I was like, I can just go to a bookstore and buy books or go to a library. What makes these books any different? And unfortunately, that person didn't tell me, so I didn't know for a few years, but now I know. So I'm excited to showcase a few things. But first, the history. About 40 years ago, Peter Usborne founded Usborne Books and More. He had a new baby, and he was looking for books that would compete with media. He didn't want his daughter to be falling into the same pattern of behavior that so many people were of that time and still today. And so he couldn't find any. He looked for books that would compete with media, and there was just nothing out there. And so he decided to create his own. And that's a very short synopsis of how it was founded. And then about 25 years ago, it came from England over to North America, and now we have Usborne Books and More here, and I am so thankful. I wanted to let you know just the things that make the books special, and one of the first things is the double page spread. So this is the Lift the Flap Picture Atlas, and many of our books have the double page spread. So you can imagine a kid just laying on their tummy on the floor looking at this book and just going through. This is actually a Lift the Flap book too. So all of the information in there is accurate, and they can learn about all of the places in the globe. But the double page spread just really makes it easy for a child to engage in the book. I know sometimes I get frustrated when I'm reading a book to my children, and my daughter looks ahead to the second page that you can see both pages, and the second page has a different picture, and she says, but what's happening over there? And I'm like, no, don't look at that page. And so I love that our books have the double page spread so that they can be fully engaged in the moment of that particular story. Another thing about Usborne that makes their books different is the unlimited activity. And so we have so many books that go into this. I'm just going to give you one example that I love. This is the Lift the Flap Colors book, and so my children have played with this a lot, but each page has activities already designed in the book, and they have the flaps, and you play these hunting games with the colors, but you can take this and make it your own for your children based on what their learning stage is. And I love that. So one of my children couldn't do these activities, but I can do other activities, just the seek and find for colors. This is a matching game. You're supposed to match the penguin's bow tie with the color of the fish, and so you find the purple bow tie for the purple fish. But you can do different things with that. You don't have to just do what's written on the page. Again, another seek and find activity. But there's so much in them that you can take it and make it special to your child. We have another book that I don't have on hand, but the first 1,000 Words books are amazing because they have they're set up in the shape of a board game, and they are a double page spread, so you can take them with you to the doctor's office or something and have a board game right there. If you have a couple of coins in your change purse, then you can use those as moving pieces, and your kids can play a board game with the first 1,000 words. Another thing about them is cutting edge technology. Many of our books are internet linked. This says with internet links, and so this is the Encyclopedia of World History, and as you're going through and learning the information, you'll find the places here where it says to look up online. And the special thing about these internet links is that Usborne monitors them to make sure that they are not going to be harmful to your children, so you know that you have a safe place for your kids to go online to be looking historical information or factual information, and they're not going to see something pop up that you don't want them to see if they're following the links that are listed in our books. I love this book, The Big Book of Spanish Words. What's amazing to me about the language books that we have is that you can go online and hear an accurate, it gives you the web page, and you can go and hear an accurate pronunciation. So if you are completely unfamiliar with the language and you're reading the word and saying, well, I don't know how to say that word, you go online and type in the page number and the word, and they'll read it for you, and you can hear that. We have coding books. We have coding for beginners using Scratch, and these books are just amazing. They are designed to help children learn how to code. And then we have a new one out that is, I can't remember what it is. I don't have it on my hand, but it's besides using Scratch, there's a different one. I can't remember it. So we also have, there's another part of Usborne that is amazing, is we have linked with Kane Miller, and that's the and more part of Usborne Books and More. Kane Miller has really added a lot to our collection. So one of my favorites that he has are the secrets, the Shine a Light books. This is Secrets of Animal Camouflage. And what's great about Shine a Light is it's all accurate information. You learn about the various things, but what you do is you shine a light behind the page and it will light up. You can't see very well this little spider hiding, but if you shine a light behind it, this is what you'd see on the other side. And then you turn the page and you read the information about the hidden object. So we have another one at our house about airplanes that my son loves, but right now this is a favorite at bedtime, the Secrets of Animal Camouflage. And another one that's my favorite, you can see on my YouTube page, I go into great detail about Animal-y, but this is a sweet, sweet book for young kids. It's a great bedtime book, just one that you'll love forever as a mom. Olga de Polga, we're reading this right now with my children at bedtime. They're loving it. It's just a fun little story about this guinea pig that is adopted and all of the adventures that she goes on. It's pretty interesting, but this is Kane Miller. He brought that to us. And then we have Amelia Who Could Fly, another new one that I got for my daughter that goes into detail about Amelia Earhart, but it's on the level of a child so that they catch the vision that Amelia Earhart had. And she can just imagine herself being Amelia Earhart as she's reading this book. My daughter had so many questions about what was she like, and I want to be her, and girls can do fun things like that too, and so it was just really exciting. Another one that Kane Miller has given that I like is also another unlimited activity one. This one is You Choose, and it is great because you open it up and it's just open-ended questions to ask your kiddos, and so you just go into their imagination with them, and they describe how they would answer those questions. And I love this because it has gotten my son talking. He doesn't get a word in edgewise with my daughter, so it's been good for us. And then we have the step-by-step instruction books. Here's one for origami that I just got my daughter because she's very excited about origami, but it goes into detail and it gives you clear directions and steps that you can follow to make sure that you come up with the same product in the end. This is for origami. We have one for drawing that she's very excited about. I can draw animals. I think we have one for I can draw people too. But it just gives, this is a more basic instruction for younger kids, but it gives just real step-by-step instructions, and you end up with the finished product. And then here is another one that is a step-by-step. That's the 100 paper spaceships you can fold and fly, and they have it for paper airplanes too. You can pull all of these out, and then you fold along the lines, and it has information here as to how to go about doing it. It's got the step-by-step instructions that you follow for that. So Usborne Books and More, that's just a brief history, very brief, and a brief overview. If you have any more questions, feel free to contact me. I would be happy to answer your questions. Again, you can find me on YouTube at Julie's Book Nook or on Facebook at Julie's Book Nook. Take a look.